The world is watching as tensions in the Middle East reach a critical point. The sitting U.S. president faces mounting challenges, both abroad and at home. Military movements, diplomatic deadlocks, and economic pressures are all converging, creating a situation that could ripple across the globe. Oil prices are climbing, trade routes are under strain, and political scrutiny at home is intensifying. What does this mean for international stability and for everyday people watching these developments unfold? Share your thoughts below. And stay with me. The next developments could reshape alliances and global markets in ways most people aren't expecting. Right now, the world is watching as tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate. The sitting U.S. president faces growing challenges both abroad and at home, with international and domestic pressures mounting simultaneously. From rising oil prices to complex geopolitical maneuvers, the situation is testing leadership on multiple fronts. While official statements project confidence, the reality behind closed doors is one of intense strategic calculations and heightened security measures, as global eyes remain fixed on the unfolding events. It's a scenario where every decision carries far-reaching implications, not just for the region, but for economies and political landscapes around the world. What does this mean for global stability and for the daily lives of people who may never see the headlines but will feel the impact nonetheless? In recent weeks, military activity across the region has intensified. Allied forces in the U.S. have made strategic troop movements and positioned assets to monitor escalating tensions. Diplomatic efforts have shown signs of strain. Conversations that once offered pathways to negotiation now appear stalled, leaving military readiness as the primary tool for influence. Historical context is critical to understanding why the region has reached this point. Decades of political friction, competing alliances, and unresolved disputes have created a situation where even minor provocations can have outsized consequences. This backdrop is essential for viewers who want to grasp not just the immediate news, but why events are moving as they are today. As the situation develops, verified reports show that military operations are ongoing. Air surveillance, drone deployments, and precision strikes are aimed at strategic targets. In response, regional actors have demonstrated their capabilities through countermeasures designed to assert control and send clear signals to both local and global audiences. It's important to note, while these actions are significant, the focus remains on data-driven measures such as troop deployments, missile counts, and territorial control rather than graphic details. These developments highlight the cause and effect nature of strategic decisions in real time. Each move influences regional stability and shapes global perception. One of the most consequential aspects of this unfolding situation centers on strategic choke points, particularly the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway is a critical artery for global oil transport, accounting for a substantial percentage of worldwide shipments. Any disruption here can quickly translate into price fluctuations that reach consumers around the globe. Shipping delays, vessel rerouting, and precautionary measures by international maritime authorities have already been reported, illustrating how regional tensions extend far beyond military or political spheres. Understanding these dynamics helps viewers connect the dots between seemingly distant geopolitical events and the supply chains that affect everyday life. Economic consequences are already manifesting. Oil prices are rising, and U.S. gas costs are following suit. Beyond fuel, disruptions to global supply chains are impacting fertilizer distribution, shipping schedules, and a range of goods that rely on timely international transport. Analysts note that these disruptions can cascade, affecting food production, manufacturing timelines, and even pricing for consumer products. Historical comparisons suggest that even brief interruptions in such a tightly connected system can have ripple effects that last for months. Presenting these insights helps viewers see why international conflict is not just a distant story, but one with tangible, daily implications for families, businesses, and local communities. Domestically, political reactions are beginning to take shape in response to both international developments and their economic fallout. Polling data reflects a complex picture. Approval ratings fluctuate as the public evaluates leadership decisions. Party coalitions face internal debates over strategy and messaging. Voter sentiment remains sensitive to rising costs and perceived effectiveness of crisis management. Observing these trends is crucial. Domestic political dynamics influence not only immediate policy choices, but also long-term diplomatic positioning. Leaders are tasked with balancing international pressure, economic stability, and public perception, a balancing act that plays out in both formal statements and subtle political maneuvering. High-level security dynamics are also a key factor. Verified reports indicate that national security teams are actively monitoring potential threats and adjusting protocols to protect key figures and critical infrastructure. These measures are necessary precautions rather than reactions to immediate danger, reflecting the high stakes of strategic decision-making in times of tension. Understanding this dimension adds a human element to the broader geopolitical picture. While headlines may focus on policy or economic impacts, personal safety and strategic foresight remain central considerations for those in leadership positions. Looking ahead, analysts are considering multiple scenarios that could emerge from the current situation. One possibility is a prolonged period of tension. Careful navigation prevents further escalation, but economic and political pressure continues to simmer. Another scenario could involve escalation without a clear exit, potentially creating wider instability with direct implications for global markets, alliances, and security arrangements. A third scenario envisions diplomatic resolution. Behind-the-scenes negotiations could lead to agreements that stabilize trade routes, ease tensions, and provide a foundation for longer-term engagement. Each outcome carries consequences that extend far beyond the immediate region, shaping not just economics and politics, but the broader perception of global leadership and reliability. By presenting these scenarios, viewers are encouraged to think critically about potential developments, to consider multiple perspectives, and to understand the interconnected nature of modern geopolitics. As the situation continues to unfold, it's clear that no single factor can be viewed in isolation. Geopolitical tension, economic ramifications, domestic political dynamics, and security considerations are all intertwined, each influencing the others in real time. For viewers, the takeaway is that these developments are not abstract events. They are complex, multifaceted stories with consequences that can touch nearly every aspect of global life. From energy costs and trade flows to public sentiment and strategic alliances, the ripple effects are broad and tangible. While it's impossible to predict every twist in this evolving story, one certainty remains. Global events of this magnitude demand careful observation, critical thinking, and awareness of the stakes for both policymakers and ordinary citizens. Engagement and informed discussion are part of how societies navigate uncertainty. By staying attentive to verified information, viewers can maintain a clearer understanding of how world events may affect them. This approach not only fosters informed audiences, it also supports responsible coverage that is safe for long-term news channel growth. As we continue to monitor developments, the next steps will likely hinge on decisions made by leadership at multiple levels. Regional actors, global allies, and international organizations all have a role to play. Diplomatic signals, military postures, and economic measures will be closely watched, each contributing to shaping the direction of ongoing events. The interconnected nature of these factors highlights why understanding context, historical precedent, and current realities is critical for anyone trying to make sense of global news. By examining these dynamics carefully, viewers gain not only clarity, but also a more nuanced perspective on why even distant conflicts can influence domestic life and international relations alike. Ultimately, the story is far from over. From strategic choke points to economic consequences, domestic political pressures to high-level security considerations, the narrative continues to evolve with each passing day. The interplay between these elements underscores the importance of critical engagement, careful analysis, and thoughtful reflection. For audiences seeking insight, the lesson is clear: staying informed, thinking critically, and understanding the broader context is essential to navigating a world where local actions often have global consequences. What do you think this means for international stability and for the people affected by these developments? Share your thoughts and perspectives in the comments below. Understanding how these events resonate with viewers helps create a more informed global conversation. And as we look to the coming weeks, the next developments could shift alliances, influence markets, and reshape the broader geopolitical landscape in ways few can predict, making it more important than ever to stay engaged and aware.